Hello everybody, this is a video for a Foxhole radio that I made. This is it right here. I found how to do it from the internet pretty much. There's a lot of other people who have made videos about how to make these things, but I was just going to make a video about mine, and it's been working pretty well. I get many different stations, so this was like a little schematic that I used to make the radio. This is a diode that was made from a blued razor and then a pencil lead. And I attach it to a like a pin, and then I'm using my guitar amp to as my like sound source. But I think you can use any type of speaker, and you can use like a aux cord like this. One of these is for like right ear, left ear, and then ground. First thing you're gonna need is a real long wire for an antenna. I'm running that through my house. This is a, I believe 14 gauge wire I'm using for antenna. And then you're gonna need some type of, they call it magnet wire. It's like 22 or 24 gauge wire that has like a coating on it. I believe it's like around 300. I'm getting the number wrong, probably around like 300 or so windings around like a beer bottle or any type of glass bottle, or you can use like a paper towel roll or something. But basically, you have your wire, you split your one wire going into the coil, and then it goes around, and this is just the loose end. You have it going through the coil, and then the other wire that's coming out from the antenna goes to your diode that's right here. From this end, it's going to this is on a guitar amp, it's different than like a normal aux cord. There's only one lead, and then this is the ground lead right here. There's probably better words for this. But yeah, the ground lead from your coil, once you've made your coil, I'll try to put in the right number, but once you made your coil, you're gonna have to scratch off the top of it with like a razor. I used a razor blade, scratch off the coating. And then you need some type of like slider. I got this is from a coat hanger. This wire, I'm using it as my like tuner. And when you slide to different lengths of making the coil different lengths, somehow changes like frequency that you've tuned into. I don't know how all of this works, to be honest, but it does end up working, as you can see.
In whatever ways I help to educate them, so Tina, it's great that Tina says that.
But this is attached to ground, as you can see. This is a little tuner slider right here. But this is attached to ground, and it's going for ground. I just used like the ground in my wall, and I'm just using a plug that has a ground in it, and then I have it plugged into I wrap that around there. You like that? No, I plugged it into my wall, so it works pretty well. I'll put something in at the end of the video of like all the different stations. I'm making a little list of all the different stations that I'm getting. I'm living in the Chicagoland area, so I'm pretty close to a lot of different stations. I don't know I think if you're in a maybe more rural area, you won't be getting as many stations, or maybe not at all. None at all. But a big part of it's getting this diode to work right. It's really finicky, like, I'll turn this up. It's really finicky, like, it takes a long time to just dial in. Once you get this dialed in, though, it should just stay, because once it's the diode's all right, you don't have to mess with it. Then to tune to different stations, you just change where on the coil you're at. Okay, this was a schematic that I used to make this this radio, but honestly, it turns out you don't really need to have that going all the way back to that coil, the head, whatever you're using as a speaker or whatever, going back around and then going to ground. You can just attach it straight to ground, and that's what I've done actually. I have the ground. Instead of, I could have attached this loose end to there. I'll do it right now. And then it's basically, well, actually it's not doing. Okay, I have it. You can do it either way, really. You can have the wire coming back into your coil like that. That was at that loose end was for. Or you can just make another wire that's going straight to ground, like I did here. This is going. This paper clip ended up not being necessary, but this was going. This just goes straight to my wall outlet to ground. So yeah, just so. But that's the schematic basically. So if you end up making this thing, I found something that's a good idea for you to do. Like get a piece of paper and then you can just tune to different stations, and then you can write here on this paper where you're finding different stations at. Like, this is some type of music station. I don't know exactly which station it is yet. Like I was telling you, there's like. Then if I go to like, it's like around right here. Yeah, see. Yeah. That's that gospel station. I don't know if it's always like that. It's Sunday morning, so maybe that's why. Oh, see, this thing's for finicky. So, and like right here's a news station, WBBM.
Radio.com station. News Radio 780 and 105.9 FM.
780.
WBBM.
Coming up in the next half hour on News Radio WBBM, Bears fans look to extend their season when they host the Eagles this afternoon. Catholic Charities lending a helping hand to hundreds of clients this hour. President Trump says he will not bend on border wall funding and budget talks with congressional Democrats. More coming up. Tuesday at Energy Company.
Now, there's a station right here.
12:30 Bears and Eagles at Soldier Field. Kickoff 3.
This might be the 670. Yeah, I think it is.
Motorcycles, RVs, and real estate donations.
The thing isn't very clear. You end up getting a bunch of stations at once, and they kind of overlap each other somehow. But this is a good way to. Right now, see, I'm getting 4 distinct stations. I can get more, I think. But this is a good way to mark like where you're finding things, I guess.